Pre-oxygenation is something we usually do before we start giving a general anaesthetic. It involves delivering as close to 100% oxygen to the patient so that we can create a reservoir of oxygen in their lungs. This comes in handy and lets us buy something called apnea time, which is how long the patient can safely maintain apnea before desaturating. When you first come into theatre, you might be asked to pre-oxygenate the patient. This might seem a little bit overwhelming if you've never used an anaesthesia machine before. First, I'm going to assume that the anaesthesia machine has been checked and a face mask has been attached to the anaesthetic circuit. On a modern, fully electronic machine like this one, the first step is to start the machine. On this particular machine, I press Start Case, then Start Anaesthesia. I then confirm the digital display shows I'm delivering 100% oxygen at a suitable flow rate. In most cases, this will be at least 6 litres a minute. Then I make sure the APL valve is set to open, or MIN, which stands for minimum. A bit more about the APL valve. It stands for Adjustable Pressure Limiting Valve, and it determines how much pressure is in the circuit. You need some pressure when you want to ventilate the patient. However, when you're pre-oxygenating, most often you don't want any pressure, as that creates resistance and can be uncomfortable for the patient. You can turn this valve all the way to 70 centimetres of water. That's fully closed. Or really, gas will leave the circuit if the pressure is greater than 70 centimetres of water, which is very high. You can set it at 30 or 20 or anywhere in between. These steps are also really important when you're doing a gas induction in a child. I often see people getting so caught up with the patient being a child that they forget the basics. Here I am demonstrating on an older machine with physical rather than digital rotameters. Again, I'm going to assume that the machine has been checked and that a mask has been attached that is the right size for the patient. Because this isn't a fully electronic machine, I don't need to press start to turn on the gas flow. I start the gas flow by turning the rotameter knobs. Again, I confirm the gas mix is the one I want. I turn off air, I might want to use nitrous oxide, I turn on the oxygen. And then finally, I open the APL valve. This is really important for inhalational inductions in children because they're smaller and the resistance in the circuit can feel really uncomfortable for them. Putting it all together on a fully electronic machine. I've got my gloves on, the machine has been checked and the correct size mask has been attached. I've been asked to pre-oxygen the patient. Woohoo! So I press Start Case, Start Anaesthesia. I confirm I have oxygen flow and no other gases. I check the APL valve is open and we're good to go.